Hello there you guys, welcome to another one of my live videos, and today I'm just going to be officially updating you on some more current latest news. So if you do consider dropping likes, and if you do consider subscribe to the channel as always. So the first topic of the development I am going to update you with today on this video. I think this is currently my third or fourth video today I have currently done in the process. But in relation to Douglas Costa, I'm going to update you with today. I'm going to update you with a lot of other stuff that's going out in the media as well. But I've been discussing with you about Douglas Costa on a couple of my other videos as well. But reports have been coming out in the press in the last 2 or 3 days. I have been hearing that reportedly Manchester United, could well make a move for Douglas Costa in the summer, because reports are emerging that saying that reportedly Juventus are willing, are open, to offers, for Douglas Costa, because obviously this season Douglas Costa has obviously endured a difficult campaign, this season with Juventus. Obviously, because Juventus, got Cristiano Ronaldo last summer. So Douglas Costa, obviously, this season has found game time very, very hard. And obviously, we heard the narrative about this last year, that it did say allegedly Manchester United had put around the £54 million bidding for Douglas Costa last year. It did say that Juventus had reportedly rejected this bid, but suggestions have been stirred up in the last couple of days, reportedly, because reportedly Douglas Costa has liked a Twitter post, linking him with a move to linking him with a to Old Trafford. As I said, he's 28 years of age. Of course, he can play on each wing as well. Can Douglas Costa? It's also said that Chelsea have also expressed their interest in Douglas Costa as well. But I think he's a very, very good player. To be quite honest with you, he's 28 years of age, so he's potentially highly experienced. As I said, but reportedly Manchester United could make a move for Douglas Costa in the summer, because obviously Manchester United are going to get around £200 million to spend in the summer, regardless of who the manager is. It's probably likely now that Solskjaer, will get the job on a full-time basis, as I currently said, but either way, Solskjaer's going to have a say on our transfer plans in the summer, because obviously we didn't get any players, throughout the January window, which was obviously, disappointing, but obviously we know the club is still recruiting, to get a director of football into the club as well. Obviously, as well, we're going to see players leaving the summer, so we do want to bring some new additions into the team in the summer, as I said. But Douglas Costa's a very, very good player. Juventus obviously got him last summer. Well, they made the move permanent last summer, because I think £36 million to make the deal permanent from Bayern Munich, as I said, because obviously Juventus got him on loan. They had him on loan for one season, as I said, but Juventus did make the deal permanent last summer, as I said. But throughout Douglas Costa's playing career, I think he's been a very, very good player. For Juventus, I thought he had 5 great years. With Shakhtar Donetsk, when he was young in his prime, he had 5 great years there. He won a lot of trophies. He had a good couple of years, when he was at Bayern Munich as well, did Douglas Costa. And I think in his first season with Juventus, he was very, very good. But since Ronaldo's arrival, he's found game time very, very hard, as Douglas Costa, as I said. But reportedly Manchester United, could make a move for him in the summer. And again, he's age 28, his dribbling's good, he can put crosses into the box. So do you think he'd complement our team very, very well, Douglas Costa? But if we are willing, to put a bid in the summer, I think Juventus, are willing to do business. But we did allegedly put £54 million in, I think it was last year, back in December. But reportedly, Juventus had turned this down. And it also said that Chelsea have also been interested in him as well. But reportedly, we're going to get around £200 million to spend in the summer, because we can afford, to invest quite a lot of money in the summer, because obviously we didn't spend any money in the January transfer window, as I said. But obviously we're going to need to think about adequate replacements in the summer, because I do see probably quite a few experienced players leaving Manchester United in the summer as well. And obviously we still got to think about contract renewals, as I currently said. Also, that's also been mentioned in the media, that I also do want to give you an update on as well. Today, I think I've updated you in my last couple of videos today about this. This is in relation to Ryan Sessegnon. I do want to give you an update on, because reports are saying that Man United reportedly want to bring Ryan Sessegnon to Old Trafford this summer. As I currently said, he's only 18 years of age. He's very, very young in his prime. He's Ryan Sessegnon. Obviously, since Claudio Ranieri's has been appointed Fulham manager, this season. Ryan Sessegnon, has found game time very, very hard. I think this season he has played, 23 times or something like that. I think he scored 2 goals, but since, Claudio Ranieri's come in, he's found game time very, very difficult. And obviously, he was one of their key players, last season, Ryan Sessegnon, of them getting promotion, to the Premier League, this season, as I currently said. But Fulham, obviously, have got one of the worst defensive records in the league. But Ryan Sessegnon's a very, very good young player because his versatility is very, very good. He can play, he can, go forward from Ryan Sessegnon. He can operate anywhere on the left-hand side because he can play as a left back. He can operate him as a left back. You can play him as a left winger as well. But reports have been coming out saying that Manchester United are willing to make a move for him in the summer. Reportedly, it did say Man United are planning to put around a £50 million bid in for Ryan Sessegnon. But I think the last team that were interested in were Tottenham. I think Tottenham were actually linked with Ryan Sessegnon last summer. But I think he's I think he actually won Championship Player of the Year. Did Ryan Sessegnon as well? Only 18 years of age, as I said. But I think he's a very, very good player. And obviously, he's been at Fulham, the majority of his career as Ryan Sessegnon. He has been at Fulham all his career, should I say. Ryan Sessegnon, obviously, he was in their youth system for 8 years, where he'd risen up the ranks and progressed up the ranks. And he's been in the senior squad with Fulham since 2016. But reports have been coming out about this because reportedly Fulham are keen on signing him a new long-term contract at Fulham. But reportedly, contract talks have currently stalled. So there's been rumours going on that Manchester United, probably will make a move for Ryan Sessegnon in the summer. He's currently just got a year and a half left on his current deal, Ryan Sessegnon, but reportedly talks have currently stalled, as it does explain in the media. But I do think he's a very, very good young player. I thought his performances in the Championship for Fulham last season, were very, very impressive indeed. And he may be a player that wants to elevate to that higher level. He maybe wants to be a player that wants to play at a much, much bigger club than Fulham, Ryan Sessegnon, because I do think he's potentially, one of Fulham's best players. But it probably would cost us in the region of around 40-50 million pounds, to get Ryan Sessegnon in the summer, as I currently said. But as I said, there's been no sign of him as yet signing a new long-term deal with Fulham, and he's very, very young. So I think if he came to Manchester United, he'd grow and develop under Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. But he's been mentioned today in the media as well. But obviously we know we've got quite a few other targets as well, that Manchester United have been linked to, because I do think, we still need a strong central defender. We do need someone on that right-hand side, as I said, and, potentially maybe we do need a centre defensive midfielder, that's fast and tenacious and quick, as I currently said. But we are going to get, I think the board are, planning, to what players, to get in the club in the summer, as I said, because obviously we spent £400 million under Mourinho. We have spent a lot of money over the years that's gone by. We've spent 700-800 million, since Ferguson retired, and we've seen players come in and, we've seen players go, and obviously we've been playing catch up for the last 5 seasons. But I think since Solskjaer's come in, I think everything's dramatically turned around at Manchester United. Solskjaer's brought the positivity back to the team, which is very, very good. He's brought the fluidity back to the team, as I said. So you can see the vast improvements, as I said. So hopefully, I hope to see, Solskjaer get the job on a full-time basis. And also, what's being reported in the media as well, that reportedly, as I've updated you on a couple of my other videos as well, that reportedly Manchester United have reportedly showed an interest in Tango Ndombele. There were a narrative about that last year, that quite a lot of a host of clubs were interested in Tango Ndombele. He's 22 years of age, as I said, 22 years of age. He is French, he currently plays for Lyon, but reportedly his performances for Lyon have been very, very impressive indeed. Obviously now he's permanently a Lyon player, because obviously was it, if I can remember rightly, was it last season he was on a 1-year loan with Lyon. Lyon paid £2 million for the loan, and then obviously Lyon then had the option to make the deal permanent by paying £8 million, which they did. I think, and there was bonuses involved of around 250,000. Or something like that for Tango Ndombele. But reportedly Manchester United have made contact with the current players' representatives, because I think he complement our midfield very, very well, and I do think he's fast, he's tenacious, he's quick on the ball, and I think he complement our midfield very, very well, Tango Ndombele. So reportedly Manchester United could make a move for him in the summer as well. It's also said that Manchester City have reportedly also been interested in Tango Ndombele. It's also said that Juventus have also monitored an interest in him, even though obviously Juventus have got Aaron Ramsey, on a free transfer, for the summer. But Juventus have reportedly, showed an interest in Tango Ndombele as well. He's very, very young. He's 22, so he has got a lot of years ahead of him, to grow and develop, as I currently said. But reportedly, Manchester United have made contact with the players' representatives, as that has currently confirmed. I also do want to update you on that. Reportedly, Manchester United may make a move for Felix in the summer as well. He's another player Manchester United may go for, because it did say throughout the course of the January transfer window that reportedly Manchester United, instructed scouts, to keep a close eye out on Felix. He's a Benfica player. He's 19 years of age and he's versatile again. He can play on each wing. I think his main position is a winger, but he can play as a midfielder and he actually can play as a striker, can this Felix. But since he's broken the first team for Benfica, reportedly his performances have been very, very impressive indeed, these players. He's yet to make his senior debut for Portugal. His buyout clause is around £105 million, is this Felix, his buyout clause, but it did say quite a few teams, were interested in him, throughout the January transfer window, Felix. But, reportedly he's got a buyout clause of around £105 million. Liverpool had reportedly put around the £61 million bid in for him in January, but reportedly this had been turned down by Benfica. But he has got a buyout clause of around £105 million. So reportedly Manchester United, could go for him in the summer as well. But obviously we know the major priority targets, as I currently said, the major priority targets are basically reportedly Koulibaly is the number one target we're going to go for in the summer, because I think potentially if we can get him in the summer, he dramatically improves us defensively, even though since Solskjaer's coming, defensively, we really have improved. Koulibaly is a really good defender. He's one of the best players. He's one of the best players in his current position, in world football. And obviously for the past couple of windows, Manchester United have been in negotiations. Manchester United have obviously tried to get the pursuit of Koulibaly, but obviously we had currently 3 bids turned down for the player. Obviously, the recent one obviously was £95 million, but from a Napoli point of view, and the Napoli president did confirm that they weren't willing to do any business in the January transfer window with Napoli. But as I said, he's still currently got a contract till 2023 as Koulibaly, so he's got 4 years left on his deal now with Napoli as Koulibaly. But he's been there a number of years, and I think he's indicated that he's keen on making the move to Old Trafford in the summer. But I think Man United are going to go out in the summer and try and get the pursuit of the player. And I do think he'll cost us at least he'll probably cost us at least £90 million to get him in the summer. But as I did say, we have got that financial power to meet his valuation. He's quick, he's strong, he's good in the air, and he'd look good alongside Victor Lindelof and Eric Bailly, with Koulibaly, because I think Lindelof and Eric Bailly complement each other very, very well. And I've been impressed with Lindelof this season because Lindelof has played very, very well for Manchester United. Because Lindelof has played very, very well for Manchester United this season. I think his distribution's improved. I think his passing's improved, as I said. But we do need someone, I think Koulibaly looked good alongside Lindelof and Eric Bailly, as I currently said. But I do think we are going to go for him in the summer, to address our defensive deficiencies, because you saw Liverpool address their defensive deficiencies, last January of last year, by getting the £75 million signing of Virgil van Dijk. And Liverpool have addressed their defensive deficiencies in that scenario. But obviously he's the most expensive defender in world football at the moment. But if we can get Koulibaly in the summer, it'd be a great signing for us. It'd be a major signing. He's an experienced centre-back, and obviously we will make him, the most expensive defender in world football, as I currently said. But we've also, been linked with Inter Milan's Milan Skriniar. We know basically he has been mentioned in the press as Milan Skriniar as well. 23 years of age, so he's 4 years younger than Koulibaly, because Koulibaly is 27, so Koulibaly is more experienced. Obviously, Milan Skriniar is nowhere near on the same level or same calibre as Koulibaly, but obviously Milan Skriniar is reportedly rated at around 75 million is Milan Skriniar. He's been in Inter Milan since 2017. Inter Milan paid £20 million for him, from Sampdoria. And as I did say, I do really like Milan Skriniar, because he can play as a defensive mid, he can play as a central defender as well. So reportedly that's maybe one of Manchester United's main targets, to go for in the summer as well. Milan Skriniar. Basically Harry Maguire's another player I really like as well. I really do like Harry Maguire, to be quite honest with you, because he's Premier League proven, as I said, and I think his performances for Leicester have been good this season as well. But reportedly Harry Maguire may may want to play to that higher level. And reportedly, it did say in the Sun that reportedly he's admitted that he does want to play in Champions League football. Does Harry Maguire, and he's only 25 years of age. As I currently said, he signed a 5-year deal with Leicester last year, back in September last year. Did Harry Maguire? I think he's earning around £75,000 a week. Is he now? Harry Maguire, is it or something like that? But yeah, he's a defender I like. We were obviously heavily linked with him last summer as well. But I do really like him, to be quite honest. Yeah. Obviously, I wouldn't like Manchester United, to probably, go for Toby Alderweireld, to be quite honest, because in relation, to Toby Alderweireld, I think he has lost the pace, I think he has lost a yard of pace. I think he needs to adjust his game. He needs to adjust his game more. And I do think he can be a world-class central defender, can Toby Alderweireld, in my opinion. He can be a world-class central defender, but as I said, he's aging up now. He's Toby Alderweireld. He's 29, he's nearly 30 now, isn't he, Toby Alderweireld, as I said. But obviously, Tottenham have extended his current deal till 2020, of course, with an option of a further year. And obviously, we were in negotiations last summer of getting Toby Alderweireld on the board. But obviously, he's got a 25 million release clause for the summer included in this, new contract extension. He currently signed Alderweireld. But no, I wouldn't want him at Manchester United, to be quite honest with you. But in the summer, as I did say, if we can get a potential strong central defender, if we can get someone on that right-hand side and that, I think we can potentially be title contenders. I still think we may be at least a year off the league, as an Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, from his perspective, did say, it could take us a couple of years, to, graduate to City's level, and, it could take us a couple of years to catch City. It could take us a couple of years, to be potentially title contenders, as I said. But Solskjaer's not rushing things. He's taking it game by game, as I currently said. He's taking it game by game, as I currently said. But so far, Solskjaer's brought the positivity back to the club at Manchester United, because as you can see, 28 goals scored now, since Ole Gunnar Solskjaer's come in. 11 games unbeaten. We've won 10 out of 11, as I currently said. We've won 6 away from home, 5 in the league. One in the FA Cup, and now we still do remain in the top 4. Which is very, very good news. So in a way, Manchester City, did us a good favour today, as I said. Man City did us a good favour today, as I said. But as I said, 10 wins out of 11 under Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, 28 goals scored in the process, as I said. 28 goals scored. Obviously, when Solskjaer first came in, we were sitting 11 points behind top 4, as I said. And obviously, this is the first time we've been in the top 4 since the opening day of the season, as I said. But you can see that Solskjaer's brought the confidence back to the team. He's motivated the team. He's brought the fluidity back to the team. And I think this squad... This squad has everything, to re-emerge, to be a dominant force and get us back, challenging, get us back up there, challenging, and winning, silverware on a regular basis, like we did under Alex Ferguson for 27 years, as I currently said. Wait, there, I've got a message. Yeah, I've just read my message, for 27 years, as I said. But I think, we can elevate to that higher level, under Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. He's brought belief back to the team. He's brought the fear factor back to the team, as I said. And he's got us playing, that brand of football, that we played under Alex Ferguson, because obviously Solskjaer likes the attacking football. He likes the width. He understands the philosophy. And I think Solskjaer suits the managerial style of this club. And you can see he doesn't rest on his laurels. He does show that inspiration, does Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, as I said. And I think he has rejuvenated, this team as Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. But as I did say, I do expect players, to leave in the summer. But Solskjaer, of course, knows everything about the team. He knows the culture of the club. He knows everything about this club, because he was a great player for 11 years. Won trophies, scored loads and loads of goals. As I said, also watched some of these players, grow and develop. When he was managing the reserve team as well. Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, and he's had a fantastic start for Manchester United. And Ed Woodward has praised, Solskjaer, with a fantastic, with his progression so far as Manchester United manager, as I said. But obviously now he's got to be number one, to get the job on a full-time basis. And Solskjaer has, been discussing about, getting the job on a full-time basis at Manchester United, as I currently said. But yeah, for me, I think he's the right man for the job, because he's got the team playing in the right vein, the right manner. He's got the right mentality into the team as well. As we did see Solskjaer, today at Manchester City, against Chelsea, obviously, because obviously Solskjaer is aware that Chelsea, Manchester United have got Chelsea soon in the FA Cup. Obviously, sussing, how Chelsea play and all that, and that's the right thing to do. And obviously, like last week, obviously he knew PSG were coming up. He was watching PSG in action against Lyon as well. Was Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. Obviously PSG lost that game by 2-1, as I currently said. But in relation, Manchester City, did us a really, really good favour today by, absolutely humiliating. Where's my charger? If I can find it, let's get my charger. Manchester City, as I said, I'll just put my phone on charge. Manchester City did us a really, really good favour today, because obviously now we stay in the top four. Chelsea now dropped to 6, with that current defeat today. They have gone below Arsenal on goal difference, as I said. So yeah, it's a really, really, really good news for Manchester United. City absolutely destroyed Chelsea today by 6-0. I think potentially now that's Chelsea's worst defeat in Premier League history, as I currently said, and you can see, Chelsea have got a lot of problems of their own, but Manchester City are absolutely on fire. So Manchester City have potentially, gone back to the top of the league, back to the top of the league now on goal difference. I think this season, they've scored 74 goals in the Premier League. They've conceded 20. It was goals today, from Sergio Aguero. He got an hat-trick. He got an hat-trick last week against Arsenal as well, this Sergio Aguero. And I do think he's a really, really good player, is Sergio Aguero. Raheem Sterling got 2 goals. I think, what's his name? Uklan Gundogan got his name on the score sheet, but it was 4-0 in the opening 25 minutes. City were winning that game 4-0. And obviously, in the first half, Manchester City only had 5 shots on goal. 4 of them currently went in. But City are on a good winning run now since that Newcastle defeat. They've beaten who they've beaten since that Newcastle defeat. They've beaten Arsenal, comfortably 3-1. They've beaten Everton, midweek 2-0 as well. And absolutely, humiliated Chelsea today by 6-0. And you wouldn't have expected that this year, but City have got a lot of class in their team, as I said, and obviously it's between City, Liverpool, and Tottenham for the league this season. You can't rule Tottenham out as well, because Tottenham did win today, by 3-1 against Leicester. Obviously, Tottenham, I think, are 5 points behind City, behind Liverpool and Manchester City. But obviously, Manchester City have played 27 games now, so Manchester City have won 21 out of 27 of Manchester City. They've drawn 2 and they've lost 4 of Manchester City, as I said, and they've scored 74 goals. Liverpool beat Bournemouth as well, by 3-0, so they got back to winning ways as well on Saturday. I think Liverpool this season have scored 59 goals and conceded 15 as well, but it's definitely between City and Liverpool, as I currently said. But obviously, City were totally dominant today from start to finish. They were absolutely outstanding with Manchester City. And, City have invested a lot of money. As I said, Pep Guardiola is a really, really good manager. He's won a lot of trophies, as a manager, won a lot of trophies, when he was a player as well. And he spent around 500 odd million pounds in that Manchester City team. As I currently said, they've got Kevin De Bruyne, great team player, works hard for the team, one of the best players in the Premier League. You've got Aguero, who scores goals. They've got Sterling, who's good. You've got Silva, who's good as well as Manchester City. I've got a really, really good team. They play really good football. They score really, really good goals, as I said. And at the Etihad, they've got a really, really good home record as well, because I think they've actually beaten all the big teams at the Etihad this season. They've beaten us there, they've beaten Liverpool there, they've beaten Chelsea there today, they've beaten Arsenal there, as well as Manchester City. Obviously, they've got Chelsea coming up soon, as well as Manchester City in the Carabao Cup final as well. Actually, Chelsea did beat them in the reverse fixture at Stamford Bridge, by 2-0 earlier on in the season as well. But as I did say, Liverpool, could lose their bottle now, because obviously Liverpool's next game is my club, Manchester United. They do come to Old Trafford, as I currently said. So that's going to be an interesting game, as I currently said, because obviously we're in good form under Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. As I currently said, Liverpool aren't playing too bad. Got back to winning ways against Bournemouth, as I said. Where's my second? as I currently said. So, the United-Liverpool game, will be a very, very interesting game, as I currently said. But from a Chelsea point of view, they've got a lot of problems of Chelsea, as I currently said. Basically, it wasn't so long ago they suffered a 4-0 defeat to Bournemouth as well of Chelsea, and they have got a lot of problems. And after this defeat they've suffered today, against Manchester City, Sarri, the pressure could be mounting, more on Sarri. As I said, it's only his first season, with Chelsea. Chelsea only got him last summer. I think Chelsea only got him last summer, as I said, so it's his first season with Chelsea. I think he signed a 3-year deal with Chelsea, when he got appointed as Chelsea manager, Sarri. But reportedly, the pressure now could reportedly, be mounting up on Sarri, considering, Chelsea's humiliation against Bournemouth, Chelsea's humiliation against Manchester City today, as I said. But Sarri hasn't won out in terms of silverware, as a manager, as I said. But reports have been coming out in the last week in relation saying that according to Roman Abramovich, who was obviously the Chelsea owner, he actually did say that reportedly he could be sacked, could Sarri, if Chelsea failed to get Champions League for next season, and obviously if they failed to get in the top four as well. But obviously Chelsea, from their point of view, either want to get top four or want to win the Europa League, so the potential they get Champions League, they get automatic Champions League qualification for next season. But obviously now Chelsea's sitting in sixth, level on points with Arsenal, as I said. Obviously, my club Manchester United is sitting 1 point above Chelsea, above Arsenal and Chelsea in the process. I still think we are 9 points behind Tottenham. As I said, we're fourth, but we're sitting 9 points behind third place. Behind Tottenham, as I currently said. But it's good news for us today that City won, because we still now remain in the top four. But in relation, Sarri could reportedly be sacked at the end of the season if Chelsea do not get into that top four and they don't get Champions League for next season, as I currently said. So potentially it could be sacked, and we do know that Chelsea are known for sacking managers, because as I do keep saying, they have sacked a lot of managers in a short period of time of Chelsea, as I currently said. But obviously they were disappointed, throughout the course of the January transfer window, even though they did get Gonzalo Higuain in, did Chelsea. Obviously they got Gonzalo Higuain in. They obviously confirmed the signing of Christian Pulisic as well, £58 million. For £58 million, but obviously he's being loaned back to Borussia Dortmund, so he won't be officially playing for Chelsea until the new season, Christian Pulisic, as I said. But obviously Chelsea, from their point of view, will be disappointed, that they didn't get a replacement, for Cesc Fabregas in the January transfer window. So obviously the Chelsea board and that will plan, to get a replacement for Cesc Fabregas in the summer, as I said. And obviously Chelsea, could see players leave in the summer as well. There was strong speculation of Cahill leaving in the January window. There was strong speculation, David Luiz as well. He's another one. If he doesn't sign a new contract extension, he'll probably leave Chelsea in the summer as well. I think Callum Hudson-Odoi will leave Chelsea in the summer. It's probably likely that Eden Hazard, will leave in the summer as well. So Chelsea, obviously, will need replacements for them, as I currently said. But in relation to sorry about that, got a bit of a cough. In relation to Callum Hudson-Odoi, I do want to give you an update on Callum Hudson-Odoi. Obviously, since he's gone to Chelsea, I think, he hasn't actually started a Premier League game this season as Callum Hudson-Odoi. I don't think he has started a Premier League game this season, but due to the lack of game time he has been getting, obviously it was strongly, obviously there was speculation about Callum Hudson-Odoi, leaving in January window. Bayern Munich, of course, were heavily linked with Callum Hudson-Odoi, as we all know, and in the process, Bayern Munich were in negotiations, and Bayern Munich, I think, had put a host of bids in. They'd put around 3 or 4 bids in, they'd put about 3 or 4 bids in for Callum Hudson-Odoi. Reportedly, I think Chelsea had turned for 3 of them bids down. Reportedly, Bayern Munich were willing to offer, Callum Hudson-Odoi the number 10 shirt. He has been a Chelsea player, since the age of 8. The age of 8. He's 18 years of age, of course. Chelsea were trying to convince him to sign a new. Reportedly, Callum Hudson-Odoi had reportedly turned this down, as I said. So I think he does want to leave Chelsea. He actually did put a transfer request in the January transfer window, but Chelsea were not currently, willing to let him currently leave. So potentially Bayern Munich, I think, will revive their interest in the summer in Callum Hudson-Odoi, because Bayern Munich are looking to get some young players, that can grow and develop into their team, because they've got a few aging up players. Arjen Robben, set to leave Chelsea in the summer as well. Is Arjen Robben, as I said. In relation to Eden Hazard, he's another player as well. Eden Hazard, as I said, reports have been coming out in relation, to Eden Hazard. I still really, really highly rate him. I still think, he's one of the best players in the Premier League. Is Eden Hazard, without a shadow of a doubt. He's been strongly linked with a move to Real Madrid as Eden Hazard, as we all know. Reportedly, it would cost around Real Madrid around £100 million, to get Eden Hazard in the summer. But reports have been coming out from the media saying that reportedly it has been revealed that Eden Hazard has reportedly made a decision on his future. I don't think he's publicly announced it. I think he's privately announced it, but I think he is maybe expected to tell Chelsea that he does want to join Real Madrid in the summer. But he's been at Chelsea, a number of years now. He's been at Chelsea 7 years now. He's scored over 100 odd goals, made over 300 odd appearances, and obviously now with the sign of Gonzalo Higuain that they've got, Eden Hazard is playing in his favourite position, on that left hand side, as I currently said. But I still really, really highly rate him, to be quite honest with you. But I think Real Madrid are preparing to make a move for him in the summer, because actually Hazard admitted last summer after the World Cup and all that he did want to leave Chelsea. He admitted that he loved Real Madrid as well. And Hazard and Chelsea in the process have been in negotiations, have been in talks. Chelsea have been in talks of getting him a new contract worth around, I think, £300,000 a week. But reportedly, Chelsea have not progressed in contract negotiations as yet. So whether he leaves or not, I do not know. But reportedly, it will cost Real Madrid £100 million, even maybe more than £100 million, because he's actually a really, really good player, is Eden Hazard. And I think a few Chelsea fans are convinced, that he currently could leave as well, could Eden Hazard. So Chelsea have got problems at the moment. I do think potentially they probably do need a fullback as well for Chelsea in the summer. They do need a replacement for Fabregas. They probably need a central defender as well if Gary Cahill and obviously David Luiz doesn't sign a new contract extension with them as well. But as I said, Chelsea have got problems, as I currently said. They have got problems because they've lost to City today. They've lost away at Tottenham this season. They've lost away at Arsenal this season as well. So they have currently got problems, as I said. And some people may believe that Sarri is transforming this Chelsea team into like an Arsenal, if you get what I mean. Something like that. But Sarri could only end up having a short tenure with Chelsea if Chelsea do fail, to get into the top four this season. Obviously, of course, they're definitely in the mix for the top four. There's obviously quite a few teams going for it. There's Arsenal there, there's Chelsea, there's my team, Manchester United. But obviously now we are sitting in the top four, as I currently said, which is very, very good news indeed. But as I did say, very, very big. As I did say, very, very big game for us tomorrow. We're going very, very big game for us, should I say, on Tuesday. Sorry, against PSG at Old Trafford. As I currently said, that preview will be coming up tomorrow. Now, as I currently said, I'll have to look tomorrow sometime about the team news on the Manchester United PSG game. As I currently said, it's going to be a very, very big game for us. As I currently said, it is going to be a tester, for Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, because PSG are obviously the best team in France. This season, obviously, they've played 22 games in Ligue 1. They've won 19. They've drawn 2. They've lost 1. They've scored 68 goals, only conceded 13. And, they are sitting top of, Ligue 1, PSG, as I said. But it's going to be an interesting game, and as I said, it's going to be interesting to see how Rashford plays. It's going to be, also interesting, to see how Mbappe plays as well, because I think Rashford and Mbappe are two great young, age-talented players, as I currently said. They've both got pace, they can score goals, they both can provide, they have got the ability to attack, which is very, very good to see indeed. But we've got some good news, going into the Paris Saint-Germain game, as we all currently know, because obviously PSG have obviously invested quite a bit of money in the last couple of seasons. Neymar, obviously the most expensive player in world football, obviously Mbappe, the second most expensive player in world football as well. But we all know that Neymar is currently out, for a long period of time, with a current, I think it's a foot injury that Neymar's got. So obviously he isn't going to be playing in both the legs, as that is confirmed. There's other news, lads. I've actually told you this on my other recent videos as well, but I just like to keep you up to date, as I currently said. But in relation to Edison Cavani as well, he's a major doubt for the game on Tuesday, as well as Edison Cavani, because reportedly during PSG's 1-0 win over Bordeaux, he currently has suffered a thigh injury at Edison Cavani, and he actually had to be forced off Edison Cavani throughout that game. So that's very, very good good news there for us as well. Thomas Tuchel, the current PSG manager, I think he said he's worried that he will miss the game on Tuesday, but reports coming out saying that from France especially that it's likely he will miss the game on Tuesday, which is very, very good news. So he's currently injured. Also, PSG suffered an injury to Thomas Meunier as well in the Bordeaux game. I think he suffered an head injury. I think he collided heads with somebody else, did Thomas Meunier. So he suffered a head injury, so he could be out as well. Marco Verratti, he may feature, I'm not too sure. Verratti's obviously just recently recovered from an ankle injury as well. So PSG, have got a few injury concerns, coming into this game, as I said. Obviously, PSG, in the lights, they got Leandro Paredes, in the January transfer window. So PSG have obviously, got Leandro Paredes. Obviously, they inquired about getting Idrissa Gueye on deadline day, from Everton. I think after basically Idrissa Gueye had actually, put a transfer request in, to leave Everton. But in the process, PSG had put 2 bids in. The last bid they put in was on deadline day. But Everton had currently turned this down, as I currently said. He currently turned this down, as I currently said. They currently turned this down, did Everton, as I currently said. So basically, PSG didn't get him, as I said. Obviously, in relation to Adrien Rabiot as well, he's a player that's likely to leave PSG in the summer, as I currently said, because there's obviously been no sign of him signing a new contract with PSG. Reportedly, there's been a host of clubs that have actually, been interested in Adrien Rabiot, as I currently said. And I do like Adrien Rabiot, as I said. I think he's a good player. He's still young. He's 23 years of age. He's been PSG the majority of his career. He's been in the senior squad, since 2012 with PSG. He's won 16 major honours there, but reportedly, quite a few teams could, indicate to go for him in the summer. He allegedly said, it was likely he was going to be going to Barcelona in the summer on a free transfer when his contract expires. But reportedly now Barcelona are no longer interested. They've dropped their interest because obviously Barcelona have got a lot of midfielders in their team, and obviously they've obviously got Frankie De Jong. It's a year in advance, as we all know, because obviously I think Barcelona did get him last summer for 65 million. But obviously he's not going to be officially playing for Barcelona until the new season, until the end of the season. Till next season, as we all currently know. So reportedly they have dropped their interest at Barcelona in Adrien Rabiot, as I said. And obviously I think he's actually been withdrawn from the squad as Adrien Rabiot because he hadn't actually played, for a long time, for Paris Saint-Germain, as I could have said. But I am confident, that we can get some against PSG. The way we're playing so far, players are improving and improving and improving, which is very, very good to see. Obviously, Solskjaer confirmed he was going to be rotating the squad, when he come in at Manchester United. He was going to give everybody the chance, including the young players as well. But he made 6 changes against Fulham, did Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, as we all know. He made 3 alterations at the back as well. He included Smalling, Jones, and Diego Dalot in our back line as well, which was very, very good to see. But as I did say, it's obviously, it'd be likely he'll be going with his strongest 11 against Paris Saint-Germain. So obviously against Fulham, Solskjaer was going to be obviously, resting key players because, we've got 3 big games now, PSG, Chelsea in the Cup, and, Liverpool at Old Trafford. So they are 3 big games, and these are going to be testers for Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, as we all currently know. But as you've noticed, I think Pogba's in really, really good form. He's scoring, providing, he's getting the freedom, to express himself. He's Paul Pogba, and this is the best we've seen of Paul Pogba within this month. With just over a month under Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, this is the best we've seen of Paul Pogba. And Paul Pogba's in absolutely fantastic form. And I think he's good in that number 10 role, just behind, the centre forward. To be quite honest with you. I think, Anthony Martial's playing very, very well, very, very well as well. He's looking very, very influential on that left-hand side as well as Anthony Martial. I think Rashford's been in absolutely fantastic form, since Solskjaer's coming as well. I think Rashford's been a very, very good player anyway, but obviously since Solskjaer's coming, I think he's playing more of a key role. He's Marcus Rashford, he's scoring goals, his finishing's improving as well, which is very, very good to see indeed. So I think Rashford is really, really improving. He's been United player since the age of 7 and he's progressed up the ranks very, very well, and he's grown and developed, fantastically well as Marcus Rashford. And of course, he's only 21 years of age. I hope we can agree him a new long-term deal at Manchester United, as I said, because his current deal ends in 2020, with an option. With an option of a further year as well. But I think we are on the brink of agreeing him a new long-term deal worth around £150,000 a week. So we are willing, to give him a new long-term deal at Manchester United. but we are willing, to more than currently double his wages as well. Obviously we know mainly under Ole Gunnar Solskjaer that obviously Martial and Rashford have been first choice over Lukaku and Sanchez, because as I did say, we have got quite a few fringe players in our squad. Lukaku's a fringe player, Sanchez is a fringe player, the likes of Andres Pereira is a fringe player. So we have got quite a few fringe players in our squad. I think Jones is a fringe player, to be quite honest with you. Smalling's a fringe player. So we've got quite a few fringe players in our squad. And, in scenario, in the relation, to Romelu Lukaku, quite a lot of Manchester United fans believe now he's finished at Manchester United, Romelu Lukaku. But to be quite fair, I do think since Solskjaer's coming, I do think, Romelu Lukaku's form has been slightly rejuvenated, to be quite honest with you. But obviously he hasn't really been first choice, because what Rashford can offer up front, Lukaku, cannot do this, as I said. But he's still a proven goal scorer in the Premier League, is Romelu Lukaku, as he has, proven, throughout his playing career. As we all know, he has proven, to be a prolific goal scorer as Romelu Lukaku. He scored 27 goals in all competitions in his first season with United. Obviously, as I did say, his first touch does concern me. Everyone speaks about that. He's currently a big game bottler. But reportedly, maybe Lukaku may leave in the summer. I have been hearing reports saying that Juventus have actually, been interested in Romelu Lukaku, to be quite honest with you. But some people think he's past it now, Romelu Lukaku, and some people may think, he needs to leave Manchester United. And also in relation, to Alexis Sanchez as well. In relation to Alexis Sanchez, obviously there's areas of his game he does need to adapt, but I think he's lost the yard of pace, but I don't think he's the same player, that he currently was at Arsenal, Alexis Sanchez, because he was really, really good when he was at Arsenal, but, since he's actually, been at Man United, he's been here just over a year, he has really failed to make an impact. To be fair, he has had a couple of injuries as Alexis Sanchez, as we all currently know, but he has really, really struggled for consistency since he's come here, and he's struggled to really establish himself at Manchester United. But in my opinion, I just don't think he's a Manchester United player, Alexis Sanchez, to be quite honest with you. But he definitely, does need to improve, as I currently said, does Sanchez. He does really need to improve, does Alexis Sanchez. So I do have concerns about that as well. But as I did say, I do expect players to leave in the summer. But I'm really impressed with this Manchester United squad. As I currently said, I've been really impressed with Ander Herrera. I think he's played a big part in our midfield, and I've been really impressed, with Ander Herrera. I think his distribution's improved, his passing's improved. But I think he's been a very consistent player, since we got him in 2014 from Atletico Bilbao. So he's been here a good 4.5 years now as Ander Herrera. And he's played a big part in the team, especially since Solskjaer's come in. His form's been rejuvenated. He complements our midfield very well, alongside Matic and Paul Pogba and all that does Ander Herrera. And I've been really impressed with his performances, and hopefully somewhere along the line, we can come to terms of agreeing him a new contract at Manchester United as well, Ander Herrera. I hope we can agree him a new contract at the club as well, because I have been really impressed there with Ander Herrera, if I'm going to be quite honest with you, and I do hope we can get him a new contract at Manchester United, as I said. And I think Matic has improved as well. I've been impressed with Matic, even though I know he's slow. Lukaku's slow as well, but I think Matic is slow. But I think, again, since Solskjaer's coming on, I think Matic has improved in his game, to be quite honest with you. I think he's getting more forward. His passing's improved, his distribution's improved as the man you mentioned. So I think he's improved, since Ole Gunnar Solskjaer has come in. But the best players, we've got is obviously Pogba. Outfield players is Pogba, Martial, and Marcus Rashford. But I think Pogba's world class now. Pogba, the timing of his runs are fantastic. His breaks, box to box, are very good as well as Paul Pogba's. He also dictates the play very well. He's distinctive in his play. He's been scored and providing. I think Paul Pogba is absolutely, he's doing absolutely fantastic, for Manchester United. As I said, so his progression is looking very good under Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. But yeah, I do as I do keep saying, I do expect players, to leave Manchester United in the summer. As I said, maybe Valencia may leave in the summer, because he's been one of the longest servants here at Manchester United. He's been here since 2009. He's obviously won everything in English football here. I think he's made over 300 appearances, obviously it's confirmed Antonio Valencia is injured. He's suffered another injury, so he's going to be out for a couple of weeks. So too with Matteo Darmian as well. He's another player that suffered another injury, so he's out for a couple of weeks as well. So I do actually think that Darmian and Valencia could actually leave Manchester United in the summer, because there was speculation of Darmian leaving in January. There was speculation of maybe Valencia leaving in January. It did say Fulham and Newcastle were actually interested in Valencia, as I said, and obviously in relation to Darmian, Juventus and Inter Milan were interesting, but when obviously Darmian, was a lot younger in his prime, played, the majority of his career in Italy, as I said, we obviously extended his current contract by a further year, Matteo Darmian, so we can cash in for the player in the summer, if offers do come for Darmian, but obviously he hasn't been a regular, in the Manchester United squad, Matteo Darmian, as we all currently know, so he well could leave in the summer. Probably Valencia will leave in the summer as well, but Valencia's been here since 2009, so he has been one of the longest servants at Manchester United, as I currently said, because he has been here since 2009, and he's obviously won everything here as Antonio Valencia, but obviously he's hardly played in the Premier League this season, as I currently said. In relation to Ashley Young as well, we have been in talks of getting him a new one-year extension at Manchester United as well on his current contract. So obviously, we're not willing to offer him a new long-term contract, Ashley Young, because obviously he's 33 years of age now. Valencia is 33 years of age. So they are obviously old now. They've obviously got a couple of years left in them in their playing careers, as I said. But Ashley Young has been one of the longest servants here. He has been here since 2011. We spent, £17 million on him. We got him from Aston Villa, for £17 million. Ashley Young, he's made just under 300 appearances since he's been here as Ashley Young. Obviously, he's won everything in English football as well. And obviously, mainly when he was younger, obviously he was mainly a right winger. But obviously, we mainly operate Ashley Young as a right back. Now and again, we have rotated Ashley Young, and we've obviously put him on the left-hand side on a couple of occasions on that left-back position. But mainly, we put him as a right-back, Ashley Young, as I said. But reports were coming out saying that we were close to agreeing him a new one-year extension on his current contract as well. But Ashley Young, I think he's past it now, Ashley Young, to be quite honest with you. But when Diego Dalot's been playing at the right-back position, which hasn't been often, but when he has been playing, I think he's been impressive. I think he's attacking very, very well. He's showing that, he's showing good stability. His attacking play, looks very, very good as well. There's Diego Dalot, and he's only 19, 20 years of age, so he's very, very young in his prime, as well as Diego Dalot. Is Diego Dalot, as I said. But in relation, the main part of this video is to give you an update on that Manchester United. I'm sure they're interested in Douglas Costa. Manchester United maybe are considering making a move for him in the summer, because the narrative about this was going on last year, that reportedly Manchester United put a £54 million bid in for him. Reportedly this had been turned down by Juventus as well. I do highly rate him. I think he's a good player. He's enjoyed the difficult season so far this season with Juventus. Obviously, because since Ronaldo's arrival last summer, he's found game time very, very hard, and obviously Ronaldo has been the first choice over Douglas Costa. But suggestions have stirred up considering that Douglas Costa has liked a Twitter post, linking him with a move to Old Trafford, as I could said. But reportedly Manchester United want him, and Man United, prepared to put a bid in for him in the summer, to convince him to leave Juventus, as I currently said. But we heard the narrative about this last year, as I currently said, and as I did say, news has also come out about Ryan Sessegnon. I do, as I've already given you an update on earlier on in the video, that reportedly Manchester United may want to bring Ryan Sessegnon in the summer. Man United are planning to put around the £15 million bid in for him. He's 18 years of age, and the narrative has stand up about this, considering that he's stalling on a new Fulham contract. Reportedly, Fulham have been in talks of getting him a new long-term deal at Fulham, but reportedly the talks have stalled at the moment. But reportedly, from a player of Ryan Sessegnon's level, he probably wants to elevate to that high level. He wants to be playing for a much, much bigger club like Manchester United or something like that. The most recent team interested in Ryan Sessegnon was actually Tottenham, as I currently said. But since Claudio Ranieri's coming, he has found game time very, very hard as Ryan Sessegnon, as I said. But reports have been coming out about that in the media today as well. I do want to update you on. But it's been a very, very good weekend, from Manchester United point of view. Comfortably winning at Craven Cottage by 3-0. Manchester City winning 6-0, So that's good news for us, because we still remain in the top four, as I said. But anyway, there'll be more live videos coming up tomorrow. I'm out through the day tomorrow, so there probably will be coming up tomorrow evening. There'll be a couple of videos coming up tomorrow evening, you know, to keep you up to date of what's going on. And we will be coming up with a Manchester United PSG preview tomorrow evening, as I said. So anyway, drop your comments, likes below on the channel, guys. If you do consider subscribing, as always, and take care. God bless. See you all again very, very soon. Thank you.